I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we are taking a look at Batman issue number 36. Will the Dark Knight's nuptials have an adverse effect on his friendship with Superman? Well, let's hop on in together and find out. Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, we actually get to look in on what Lois is doing at the Daily Planet. She's desperately trying to get Superman to talk to Batman about his upcoming marriage to Catwoman. Superman, though, keeps putting the whole thing off. It's pretty clear that Superman is pretty hurt that Batman didn't come to him first and tell him, and that he had to find out about it secondhand. And hey, if you think the Man of Steel is being stubborn, then over in Gotham, Batman pretty much perfects it when Catwoman says, "Hey, why did you not tell your best friend Superman?" Only for Batman to say, "I mean, he's not really my best friend. I mean, like, we work together and everything. Alfred's my best friend, even though I pay him." Ah yes, and right here we have the backbone of the story. Both Superman and Batman have had their feelings hurt, but they're both too full of ego to apologize and be the first one to talk to one another, so they're going to do what us guys basically do, and that is say nothing. There's also the question posed that maybe Batman on some level is ashamed of Catwoman to introduce her to the rest of his superhero friends. I mean, she is a professional criminal with a super long rap sheet. But I mean, hey, if Superman and the rest of the superhero community can respect Batman so much that every time there's a crisis or an alien invasion that he's the first one they go to, then surely they respect his judgment enough to know who to love, right? That and the fact that Selina Kyle pretty much already knew who all the major hitters in the Justice League are, but never once thought to sell out their secret identities for personal gain must be a pretty good indicator of her character, right? Now, throughout all this conversation, there's a hard-working minor B-plot that involves a bunch of stolen plutonium. Lois is trying to track it down as a newswoman, and Batman and Catwoman are working the same angles on the street. Eventually, both couples, completely oblivious of each other, end up both coming to the realization that the stolen plutonium is the work of D-list villain Dr. XX. Our heroes track the dude in the stolen plutonium back to his hotel hideout. Batman and Catwoman sneak in via the roof, while Superman and Lois take the elevator because, well, they wouldn't want to break a window. Truly, they are Boy Scouts. What follows is a couple truly amazing pages where Batman and Superman both work out their admiration of each other in hopes that the other wouldn't hear it. Batman says that Superman is a better man than he could ever be because he came from another world, an outsider who slowly but surely learned his godlike powers, but wasn't resentful at the world. Instead, he hoped to save it, to be a symbol of hope to it. Transversely, Superman says the same, saying that Batman truly gives him hope that he was able to take his own personal tragedy over the death of his parents and not go over to the dark side himself, instead to work for justice in his own way. To fight insurmountable odds every day with no powers to protect him, and it's at that moment both couples end up seeing each other across the hall. Well, they said they did want to meet, and what better way to do it than right here, right now. This truly is the main event of the comic too. Dr. XX is there, but he's such a forgettable afterthought they're all able to one-punch him into submission. And yeah, it's right there on that pleasant note that the comic winds down. So that's Batman number 36, everybody, and if you couldn't tell, I've had a love-hate relationship with Tom King's Batman work. This issue, though, very strongly in the love category. The guy clearly has an admiration for both Superman and Lois Lane as characters, and they prove to be great guest stars here in this issue. In fact, they pretty much use the happiness of the Superman-Lois marriage and relationship as a jumping off point to basically say, hey, doesn't Batman deserve this too? Doesn't he deserve to have a better half, someone to help balance him out? Yeah, and in that regard, I totally agree. In fact, this issue is probably one of the finest instances of mirrored storytelling I've seen in a very long time, as the panels go back and forth between Gotham and Metropolis. Why, they even do that Archer thing where one character will start a sentence or a thought only to have another character finish it for them. More than anything, though, I think this issue works in the way Tom King chooses to shine a light on the friendship between Batman and Superman, and to show that, well, it is a lot like regular friendships, and that is sometimes you can be stubborn with your friends, you can hurt feelings, and it takes a lot to try and just say you're sorry. Overall, it's just a really damn affecting little story, and I hope they can keep up the trend from here. Overall, I would give this one a much deserved 9 out of 10. This was really, really good. So that's Batman, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, why not check out some of the other videos I have available from the channel. That you could follow me on social media at Cape Joel, so you're always up to date on what I'm doing
next. And before you go, with the holidays coming up, you might want to buy yourself or someone else some comic book trades, and if you do, please use my book depository link down in the description. Not only will you get a great deal and not have to pay for any shipping, but a small percentage of everything you buy goes to support me and the channel, so you win, I win, everybody wins. And until next time, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.